You know, if I would have bought a Ford, that would be powered.
Yeah. You win some, you lose some.
I'm done living life with the lights out, die with my own doubts. Be free with me.
New truck, so I got to re-level the camper and set up the hitch. I'm not setting it up for weight distribution. I'm not using it. Say what you want, think what you want, I'm not using it. Now, I'm only going to measure the rear fender because everybody always asks how much squat you have. When I set up a hitch, like when I do use weight distribution, I only measure the front fender. The back to me doesn't matter. If you're setting up weight distribution, I measure the truck without the trailer hooked up, and then I hook the trailer up to see how much rise came out of it. Then I adjust the spring bars to bring that rise down 50%. And then I call it good. But, or just so you guys know, because you'll ask, I'm gonna measure the squat and the rise. We are 41 5/8. 39 1/4. I'm gonna lower the trailer onto the ball and we're gonna see how much that came up. The weight is completely on the ball. We are at 39 1/2. We were at 39 1/4 the first time, so it came up 1/4 inch.
And is that within acceptable limits?
1/4 inch? It's nothing.
That's what people are going to want to know.
If I was going to set up weight distribution, I want to see it come down 1/8.
Okay.
Is that worth it? I don't know. And we are now at 40 3/8. Yeah, 40 3/8. So the back end really didn't drop much, and the front end hardly came up. I'm not going to throw a fit over 1/4 inch.
No.
All I care is that the trailer is going to sit level.
Right.
Level to slightly nose down, and I'm calling it a day. We're going to merge onto the interstate, first tow with the diesel truck. Well, coming from a gas truck, the acceleration is way better.
Seemed like it didn't even try.
No, it didn't. It didn't even have to try. I don't even know if I got up to 2,000 RPM.
No, it certainly didn't sound like it.
No, we were doing 65 when we hit the highway, which is the speed limit.
Yeah.
And it's riding pretty darn nice.
Well.
Yeah.
Back to the diesel life. Grades around here, so we're going to see how the exhaust brake does on this exit ramp. It's the best we can do. Using the brake a lot. Use the brake more. It does okay. Just the exhaust brake?
Yeah.
It's in tow haul, correct?
It is in tow haul.
Okay.
I had to use... Well, I guess I can't say it didn't work that well, because I did just hold the brake just kind of lightly to get downshift. So I mean, it did okay. It's nothing to brag about, but the way this thing pulls is incredible. We just did 50 miles, a stretch of I-75 going south, road that we know very well, and the gas truck would downshift every little hill. I mean little, like bunny hill. It would downshift a gear. This truck, as you'd start up it, you'd feel the torque just like carry you all the way up.
Yeah.
When we first got the gas truck, that downshifting and revving was so new and crazy, and then we got used to it. And now we're back to this, and we're like, it's so quiet.
And being a dually, this thing, without any weight distribution, we were driving against a crosswind, and we were just like on rails.
Yep.
It was just effortless towing. Now, I don't want anybody to think I'm like gung-ho, diesel. I really am enjoying this, but we don't need it. I'm still, if you guys watched the previous video, or a couple videos back, I said I don't need a dually, I don't need a diesel, and I still believe it.
Yeah.
This thing is just pure luxury.
Right, you just wanted it.
The trailer weighs 8,000 to 8,500 pounds.
Ain't nothing for
this truck, you can't justify it.
No,
this truck.
certainly not. But you're enjoying the experience.
Oh yeah. I mean, okay, we're still early into the trip, but I reset the trip meter. At 54 miles, we're at 12.6 miles per gallon. The best I got out of the gas truck was 8.5.
Yeah.
So,
something like that.
but we still got a long ways to go, and we still got the whole trip back.
Yeah.
Oh, now it's working good. That time I could really feel the exhaust brake. I think it
Heard you.
Yeah, it heard me complaining, crying, whining. Now, I think, where we really notice the usefulness of the exhaust brake is in the mountains. We just don't have mountains.
Yeah.
But slowing down to make that turn, I let the exhaust brake slow us down the whole way. It was working extremely well. I guess I spoke too soon. Getting up the merge, it doesn't even try. And it shouldn't have to, because this truck is capable of so much more.
Yeah, if it had to try, I'd be worried.
Yeah, if it was like screaming and not getting up to speed, I'd be like, ugh. But
What did I just do?
Yeah. So this truck's rated to tow 23,000. I don't know the exact numbers. I'm not worried about the exact numbers for pulling 8,000 pounds.
Yeah.
It's doing extremely well, as it should. Driven 139.9 miles. We're sitting at 12.7 miles per gallon, according to the dash. After making this trip, at first I wasn't super impressed with this truck, but now I am absolutely sold on this L5P Duramax. It's insane. We're gonna leave the video here. We still have to drive back home in a couple days, so we'll pick it up there. It's been 2 days. We're leaving the campground. We're heading home. Still got 140 miles on the trip meter, or the trip computer, whatever you want to call it. 12.6. Went down by 0.1 just from idling, hooking up to the Airstream and stuff. So we're gonna continue our ride home. See what kind of fuel mileage we get. We're 241 miles into the trip, and the computer's saying 13.0 miles per gallon. It's probably too good to be true. When we get close to home, I'm gonna top off with fuel, and I'm gonna put the miles and gallons, everything into Fuely app, because I filled up the same station right before we left home, and we'll see what it comes out to. So far, I'm thoroughly impressed with the truck. The exhaust brake is working amazing. It's getting 13 miles per gallon.
It could be accurate.
It could be, or it could be way off. We'll find out here shortly.
Yeah.
Would I do it again to buy a diesel? I still like gas engines. I'm completely on board with, to tow what we're towing, all I need is a gas engine. I just wanted a dually, and this truck caught my eye because it was so beautiful.
Right.
I couldn't stop thinking about how good it looked, and it was a dually. So here we are with a diesel.
Yeah, we've mentioned before that if this truck was a gas, you would have done it way sooner.
Oh yeah, I would have. I beat myself up mentally for a month before I bought this truck.
Which is a lot for
yeah,
him.
it's a lot for me. I finally pulled the trigger on it. I'm not trying to sway anybody's decision to say go diesel or go gas, but for towing an 8,000 pound Airstream, all we needed was a gas engine. Our gas truck handled it fine, but through the little rolling hills that we have in northern Ohio, this truck didn't downshift a single time, where the gas truck, every time you'd start to pull a little hill, it would downshift. But that gas truck, it carried us all the way down to Galveston, Texas, Mobile, Alabama, Nashville, Hershey, Pennsylvania, Fort Myers, Florida. It did it flawlessly. You just had to deal with it downshifting and revving up to 3,000 to 4,000 RPM.
Right.
Downshifting in my book is not a bad thing. It's just that's where the power is on a gas engine.
Right.
So you have to decide for yourself, do you want to pay an extra $10,000 to have a truck that doesn't downshift as often?
Yeah.
Because I know it will downshift in the mountains.
Yes.
Before I had the gas truck, I had a 2016 Ram 3500 four-door long bed dually with a 6.7 Cummins, and so far this truck would run circles around that thing. And that truck had 410 gears. This truck has 373, and this truck, it's night and day difference between this Duramax and that Cummins.
Well, let's hope it stays night and day, because that truck was not my favorite.
I was just gonna say it might not be a fair comparison, because that truck was an absolute lemon.
Yes.
That truck burnt me.
Bad.
So we're gonna get up the road here another 14 miles, and we're gonna fuel up. We're gonna see where we're at. All right, I waited 30 seconds, and then I topped it off again, and we're sitting at $65.89, 21.969 gallons. I'm gonna put that into Fuelie. I can't believe this. I'm shocked. The dash, it says 13.1 miles per gallon. In Fuelie, I entered exactly what was on the pump, 13.1 miles per gallon.
I called it. I said they're accurate. That's why I stopped hand calculating, because the computers we've had in our trucks have always been accurate.
It's crazy, because in the past I've always told people what was on the dash, and I get beat up verbally up all over the place on YouTube for it. It's accurate.
That's right.
And this truck has 904 miles on it. It did its first regen at about 340 somewhere miles on it. If it's done another one since then, I have not been able to tell. The truck doesn't give you any indication on the dash that it's doing it. I didn't lose any power. If I'm watching the real-time fuel economy, I'll see it drop like a rock, but then it comes right back up. The first regen lasted 15, 20 miles or so. If it's done it since, I'm sure it has, but I couldn't tell you that it has, or how many times.
That's good.
I'm happy with the truck.
We'll hope that continues on
Right.
for many, many years.
I've
right,
got
Mike?
904 miles on it. The Ram I had acted up with 34,000 miles on it, so we'll see. For now, I'm happy. I have no complaints. We'll see how it goes.